He was asking from Allah to have a child. When the good news came, he was surprised. How can I? How can I? Because I'm an old person and my wife is barren. And in another place in the ayat, Allah cured the wife. That is a separate issue. But he was surprised. So what again? Allah says what to do when he got this message. Next ayat. Surah Al Imran 3 and ayah 41. قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاثة أيام إلا رمزا واذكر ربك كثيرا وسبح بالعشي والإبكار. He said, my Lord, make me an ayah, a sign for me. He said, your sign, ayah, is that you do not speak to the people for 3 days, 3 periods, except symbolically. That is a specialized language dependent upon the use of a symbol for communication. And remember your Lord mostly and glorify with the first darkness of the night and at the daybreak early morning. Now again, not to speak. You will do what? You will not. He asked for a sign and a verse from Allah that if I'm going to have a son, what should I do? Give me a sign. Give me. So Allah said that for 3 days you will not speak to people. For 3 days you will not speak to people. This is a sign, a verse given to Zakaria alayhi salam. Again 3 days fast. Before Maryam was for 1 day. Or whenever she sees a man, she will point to the babe. Here you will not speak to 3. Illa Ramza. Ramza is a body language, you can understand. Symbols. If I want to, if I say this, you understand what I mean. You know, symbols. So body, that is, you can convey the message for 3 days to people if you want to communicate to the people, except by body language. It's a specialized language dependent upon the use of a symbol communication. You will not speak for 3 days, except that is there. And then you glorify me in the night, in the first darkness of the night, that is the Maghrib. First darkness starts from Maghrib. And from the lunar moon, lunar calendar, the day starts. The different topic, but at the time of Maghrib and till Fajr, that is the time period given. And what you will do, glorify, remember your Lord mostly and glorify with the first darkness. The first darkness is Maghrib and of the night and the daybreak early morning, before that is Fajr. So these are the night time, right? That you will not speak to the people in the daytime except from sign language. Again, the fast is for 3 days of not speaking. You should abstain. There is another ayat which specifies the night time. If you look further, Maryam 19 and 10 and 11. قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس 3 ليال سويا فخرج على قومه من المحراب فأوحى إليهم أن سبحوا بكرة وعشيا. He said, my Lord, make me an ayah for me. He said, your ayah sign is that you do not speak to mankind 3 nights straight, jointly. 3 nights you will not speak. So he came out from the chamber over his people, then he inspired towards them that glorified at break, early morning and the first darkness of the night. So he was using, in other words, the body language. You understand what I'm saying? Again, he was using the body. There is 3 days, 3 nights, complete 3 nights. That means a day of 24 hours is day and night. So day he was using body language, and in the night he was remembering Allah. From the Maghrib or the Maghrib till Fajr, he was mostly remembering Allah. Remember Allah. So the conclusion, these ayahs I have discussed to establish the point that there are types of fast. The first type of fast was not to speak. You understand what I'm saying? This was the narration. These are the 2 prophets. One prophet, Zakaria and Hazrat Maryam. These were unusual information was given to them, and they could not comprehend how it's going to happen. So Allah says, likewise it will happen, but for what you have to do, you have to fast for 3 days. For Zakaria Islam and for Maryam, whenever you see a man, you fast. You said, I have fasted not to speak. You point to the babe. That's what he did. She did. So what is the conclusion? Now Allah, to them angels came. Or Allah speak to him. So now I would like to emphasize that we people are reading the Quran, and in the Quran the prophets are delivering the message. So they are giving good news and warnings from Allah. So in other words, Allah is communicating by the book of Allah. At the same time, the message you receive from the book of Allah is a good news and warnings. So once you've understood any aspect of an ayah, or the essence is clear to you, you have to fast. You cannot speak immediately until unless you are convinced of it. It is clarified to you. It is clarified to you, and you have taken the guidance from it, convinced of it, guidance of it, and you start practicing it. And once it becomes a part of yourself, then you speak the ayahs. And speaking ayat is referring to the ayahs, not your own understanding about the ayat. So now I will just you write down these two references which are not in the booklet. Surah An'am 6, ayah 67, and Surah Al-Hujurat 49, ayah 6. Now in Surah An'am 6 and ayah 67, the ayah says, this is a very small ayah. لِكُلِّ نَبَإٍ مُسْتَقَرٍ فَسَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. For every prophecy or news is a period of time, and soon you will know. This is the ayah. It says, Likulli nabain. Nabain, naba comes from the, naba means prophecies. Or the prophets, when they deliver the message, are prophecies. Nabuwat is prophethood. And naba is prophecy. And any ayah, essence when you receive, is basically news, but with a prophecy. It's a prophecy, not ordinary news that you read a newspaper. It's news. But when you read an ayah, when the ayah is essence is clear to you, it's a prophecy. So Allah says, for every prophecy that is mentioned in the ayah, there is a period of time. It doesn't say how many days, how many months. It's a period of time, and soon you will know. So what I am trying to convey by this ayah, whenever you conceive an ayah or understand an essence of an ayah, so how much period of time it takes for me to conceive, to believe, to take guidance, to practice and clarify. How much? I don't know. It has to upon choice. It's not 3 days only. It is not 1 day. It depends upon the individual. So it says, Likulli nabain mustaqar. For every prophecy there is a period of time, and soon you will know. Now what happened generally, people, they did not understood this, and what they did is, whenever any message of Allah is clear to them, without practicing, without believing it, they want to share it to the others. What for? To show that I have got knowledge, you are wrong. Hujurat 49:6. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in ja'akum fasiqun binaba'in fatabayyanu an tusibu qawmun bijahalatin fatusbihu ala ma fa'alu nadimin. O who you believe, whenever a fasiq or a liberal person comes to you, speaking the prophecy, he comes with the prophecy. Prophecy, I told you, is the message of Allah's ayahs. You fatabayyan, you seek clarification, meaning you understand properly, you believe in that, you practice it, then you listen. Otherwise, what you will do, so that you may not reach people to that prophecy with ignorance, then you begin the day regretting what you have done. So I have noticed in the world that there are non-Muslims quoting the ayahs. Non-Muslims, believe me, they don't believe it. They just quote an argument for an argument against you. What for? He's a fasik, he's a liberal person, he doesn't care. He's just quoting an ayahs for you and misinterpreting also. In the world there are many problems going on in the Quranic verses. This is the problem going on. So Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, oh you believe. You must listen to it carefully. In ja'akum fasiqun bin nabain. If a person is a liberal person, I'm liberal, taking the liberty of not practicing the ayahs, not taking the guidance, and but quoting ayahs, giving the prophecy to who? To the other people. So you seek clarification from him. Instead you forward this message to other people and then you will feel sorry about it. And first example, X person, he's a liberal person. He doesn't practice so many things, but he's talking about the Quran. So you heard this message, you understood the message, and immediately you said to some of your friends that this guy is this, and he's talking about he's a fast, suppose a liberal person, he doesn't practice. So Allah says you'll be shameful, you'll feel nadim. Why did I do it? He must be speaking the correct, but the point is he's a fasik, he's taking the liberty of not practicing. He's just informing, giving you the knowledge. Knowledge and guidance are two separate things. If I have got the knowledge of something and if I don't believe and practice this empty words, it means nothing. But you may be impressed. That's the psyche of a human being, that we try to impress other people of certain knowledge. Because we people are hungry of knowledge of anything. We want to know what is true and what is factual. So if we know something which is true and factual, and this guy delivers you this message and he doesn't practice, so you think that he's got knowledgeable. So what? You must clarify, is he practicing? You must clarify from him. So that is why the fasting of psychological fasting I had to discuss first, because mostly people do not know of this type of fast, of not talking or not speaking the ayah's essence when it's clear to us from the book of Allah. Because the prophets are appointed by Allah who give good news or warns. فَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ نَبِيِّينَ مُبَشِّرِينَ وَمُنْزِرِينَ وَأَنزَلَ مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ. That Allah appointed prophets to give good news to mankind. And they warn to mankind. And with them He revealed the book. So whatever the understanding when we read the ayats, the prophets are addressing to mankind in the Quran. Musa Islam is addressing to people. Nuh Islam is addressing to people. Jesus, peace be upon him, is addressing to people. Every messenger, prophet is addressing to the people in the book of Allah. So the essence that you receive is the good news, a prophecies from Allah. So once you've understood the essence of that message, what you have to do? You cannot share it to the people unless you are convinced and believed and have taken guidance, then you share. This is a fast of lawful thing. This is lawful to talk about the ayahs. It's right to talk about the ayahs. Okay, this is psychological, this is lawful. But Allah said no until unless. So for Allah said for every prophecy there's a period of time, and soon you will know it. So that period of time, you have to take that period of time to conceive it properly. Now coming to the topic, so now we'll see what the Quran says about the physical fasting. It mentions Surah Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 195. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. Ramzan is that month in which Al-Quran, the reading, has been revealed as a guide for mankind, and the clarification from the guidance and from the criterion. So from you whosoever witnessed that month, then he should fast it. Those who are sick or on a journey, then counting or numbering is from the other days. Allah intends easiness for you, and He does not intend any difficulty for you, that you complete the counting or numbering so that you greaten Allah over what He guided you, and that you may be thankful. In this ayah, Allah is clarifying or telling us, informing us that in the month of Ramadan we have to fast. In the month of Ramadan we have to fast. Now, before I explain another thing I would like to inform you here, there are two types of months in the world. One is by the solar system, there's a month, and one is by the lunar system. I will not go into detail, I just want to make a difference, and the difference of 10 days, I suppose. 10 days. The lunar month is 10 days lesser than the solar month. And these solar months, we Muslims believe in both systems because they are created by Allah in the ayahs. From the solar days and from the solar months, we follow our salah, the practice. We practice the salah practice. The timing of the salah prayer is from the solar days. Listen to me very good. The solar days. The Fajr prayers and all the timing of the Salah prayer is by the solar system. So we Muslims are following, we have made a watch following the solar system. Earth revolving on its axis and its orbit. When it completes on its axis, it's 1 day. And when it completes its orbit, it's 1 year. Similarly, the moon is on its axis moving, and it also moves in its orbit. It takes a year in an orbit, and 1 day of a moon revolves on its axis is 1 day of the moon. The second system that the Muslims are following is the lunar months. And the lunar months is of 29 and 30 days. It is of 29 days or 30 days, lunar month. So the Quran has made, I will not go into detail, I'm just explaining to you, the Quran Allah has made 1 year of a lunar, by lunar also, and by solar also. We know this. So in lunar months, He had made 4 months sacred. 4 months sacred, or forbidden months, in a year of a lunar months. Among the lunar months, 4 months are sacred or holy or forbidden months. And there are certain things in that months, in that 4 months, that lawful things are made unlawful. Or abstained, sorry, not unlawful, they are abstained for a period of time. So the month of Ramadan is one of the month of sacred month or a holy month or a forbidden month. Ramadan is the 9th month of a calendar. 9th month. And in that month of Ramadan, what happens? The Quran is being revealed. A guidance for mankind in the month of Ramadan. How? In the Taraweeh. All over the world, you see the Imam recites the Taraweeh, the whole Quran in the month of Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan, the Quran is being revealed. People there go, we Muslims, and join the prayers or to listen to the Quranic ayats. If you do not understand, that's your problem. But the system Allah ordained in the sacred mosque and all the mosques of the world, which their Qibla is facing to sacred mosque, are practicing the sunnah of the prophets in all time. The Quran is being revealed. So people are standing and bowing and prostrating everything, what's going on in the Masjid al-Haram and all over the world. So Quran, why Allah is asking to fast in that month? Because the Quran is being revealed as a guidance for mankind. And it is a guidance from the criteria for وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ. And it's a clarification from the criterion. The Quran is a criterion to judge between right and wrong and a guidance. So you can get guidance from the Quran because the Quran is being revealed the month of Ramadan. And in purpose, Allah says, a guidance for mankind. So now, if you know this, that is why Allah is asking you to fast. So in the fast, you abstain the lawful food. You abstain for the lawful drinks from sunrise to sunset. The times will come in the ayahs. Why? You must understand why we are fasting in the month of Ramadan. Why? Because the Quran is sent down. And it is, Sunnah is being carried all over the world. In all over the world, in all parts of the world, the Imam, the leader, recites the Quran. It is being sent down, continuously sent down. You are standing behind the Taraweeh, you listen to the ayahs of Allah. You don't take guidance, that's your problem. But it is purpose of Allah is that the Quran is a guidance for mankind. So that, but Allah says, whoever is a witness of that month, he should fast. Witness of the month of Ramadan, in which the Quran is being revealed, sent down. So now he says, وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيدًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ, and whoever is sick, mareez means sick, or on a journey, so he should count this number of days in other days. So here it is mentioned this. There is another ayat which explains how and what. So we go to the next ayat. So in this ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah 2 and ayah 183, it says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Further, 184 ayah says, أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودَاتٍ فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ فَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ وَأَنْ تَصُومُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And Al-Baqarah 2 ayah 183 says, O you who believe, fasting is written over you like what was written over those before you, that you may take guard. Now in this ayah, Allah is addressing to the believers, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe. Is not addressing to the Jews and the Christians. It is addressing to the believers of all times. It says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, fasting is written or prescribed over you as it was prescribed before you, so that you take guard. In this ayah, you get two understandings. You must understand what two essence of these two ayat. In the ayat, these two portions very important. One is the purpose of fasting, to take guard. And how will you take guard? By abstaining or fasting the lawful food, which is lawful. So you will abstain from the lawful food and drinks in the month of Ramadan. So you will have taqwa, will increase, you will guard, you will develop the habit of guarding your psyche, the lawful. And it is also one more point, it is addressing as it was prescribed before you. That means in all times, fasting to the believers was prescribed exactly the same. It never changed. When are we fasting? What time period? In the month of Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan was not invented 1400 years back. It was there in the Quran. 9th month of the calendar, month of Ramadan was there. So people were fasting before the advent of, so to say, Muhammad, peace be upon him, event. It was there. The believers, because this ayat was revealed, so to say, 1400 years back. So it was addressing to the believers, not to the Jews, not to the Christians, not to any non-Muslim. It was said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Believer you and believers at the past. It is written on you, and that Allah did not wrote after 1400 years. It was written on mankind of all times. That believers fasting is prescribed or written over you as it was prescribed, written over before you. So the Quran was there, it was, the revelation was there. for people to fast in that month. It is not an invention after 1400 people came to know how to fast and what to fast. Allah is not talking about the Jews and the Christians that they are also fasting. Why are you trying to mix their man-made concepts into Allah's ayahs? We are nobody to mix the concepts of man. The books written by the Christians and the Jews and their way of fasting has nothing to do with the fasting of Allah when Allah says about in the ayahs. When Allah says, "You ayyuhalladhina amanu," it is referring to the believers of now, right now, at this moment, and before me means before all time, from the time the immemorial. It was there. Fasting. We have to fast because in the month of Ramadan, Quran is being sent down as a guidance for mankind. Do you want to say that before 1400 there were no mankind? Were they monkeys? Guidance for mankind means of all time. This Quran was sent down as a guidance for mankind from the days of immemorial. Wherever you can think of, the Quran was there for the guidance of mankind. Ramadan was there for the guidance of mankind. And in that mankind fasted, the believers. The believers fasted in that month. And still today we are fasting. Who are fasting in the whole world? All the nationalities, all the languages of the world. Men, believers are fasting in that month. It is not the Jews. It was never the Christians. Why are you bringing those people into this ayahs? It's not right. It's addressing to the believers. So you taqwa, you gain taqwa, you guard yourselves. So you must understand, when you read the ayahs, you should read it in its distinct, clear form. You cannot mix your own ideology and philosophies to the ayahs. Look, it was addressing the Jews also fast. Why are you talking about this? Their fasting has nothing to do with this ayahs. We are fasting because the Quran, Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fil Quran hudal linnas. We are fasting because the month of Ramadan is a holy sacred month, and in that month the Quran was sent down is a guidance for mankind of all times. And whoever faman shahida minkum ash-shahra falyasum, and whoever is a witness to that month, he should fast. That's it. We are fasting not because of our overhauling of our bodies. People make unusual statements. We are forgetting the most important aspect of that is the revelation of the Quran for guidance. That Allah sent this Quran for guidance. We have to take guidance. The purpose of Quran is to take guidance, not cramming. What do you say? Cramming, ratifying. I don't know what you say in English. Cramming the Arabic and don't understand anything and standing and thinking that they're taking guidance. How can you take guidance when you don't even understand? So purpose is to take guidance. That is why if you are present during that month, you should fast. That's the purpose. And now it says ayyam ma'dudat. Why I'm saying, I explained to this lunar system that ayyam ma'dudat means the numbers of the days are counted. So we count because every month is not 30 days or 29 days. So Allah has used the word ma'dudat, mean the numbers are counted. It's not for fixed 30 months.